What's going on, everybody? Austin here, and in this video, we are going to be taking a look at the extra points week 2 lines of the week. We're going to start off with our week 1 recap, or no, week 3 lines of the week. We're going to start out with our week 2 recap, excuse me. So, starting off, here's how we went in week 2. Not great. I really don't appreciate being under 500. Honestly, there's not a lot to say. The Jets inexplicably won. That one shocked me. The Commanders weren't able to get anything going versus the Lions, and Jameis just threw so many picks against the Saints. It was ugly. But we're moving on. We're moving on to week 3. Forget that. Here's what we're looking at. So the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites at the Patriots. I know I picked the Ravens minus 3.5 versus the Dolphins. I don't care. They're not going to blow a 22-point lead or whatever it is again, and especially against this Patriots offense. Now, the Patriots defense is something to be concerned about, but they're not going to be able to stop Lamar. Bill Belichick hasn't quite figured out how to shut down mobile, like fully mobile quarterbacks yet, like a Deshaun Watson or a Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray type players. My next favorite bet is going to be the Chiefs minus 5.5 at the Colts. Now, this is a ridiculous line. This should be like 7.5. The Chiefs are coming off of an extra 3 days rest because they played the Thursday night game versus the Chargers. The Colts are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to do anything against the Chiefs. The Colts are a terrible team. Really, all they have right now is an offensive line and somewhat of a Jonathan Taylor. The shell of Matt Ryan isn't worth much. They don't have any receivers, and without Darius Leonard, their defense is looking terrible. The Chiefs should be favored by 7.5. They're favored by 5. I would take the Chiefs minus 7.5 either way. So bet the Chiefs on this one. Next, I like the Packers to cover and win against the Buccaneers 1.5. The Packers should be favorites in this game. The only reason why they're not is because the media still has, like their mouths all over Tom Brady's schmeat, and Vegas is looking at this line, and Vegas hasn't quite figured out that Tom Brady's kind of a bum now. Without the offensive line, Mike Evans isn't going to be there. The Packers have, arguably the best secondary in the league, and one of the better front sevens. Their defense hasn't even played great this year. It's just a matter of time before they pick up. We've got the Lions plus 5.5 at the Vikings. I don't know if the Lions can win this game, but what I know is that they have enough defensive players to make enough plays, especially on the front seven. The secondary, it's not fantastic, but you have a bunch of players that are playing up to where they need to be. And then the front seven, it'll get enough pressure on Kirk Cousins to get enough stops. And the offense is not shown an ability to be stopped, should I say. Like, there's nobody so far has been able to go up against the Lions and been like, yes, we're just going to shut you down offensively. And I know it's only been 2 weeks, but you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, really good front seven, and you got 2 really good cornerbacks in James Bradbury and Darius Slay. And then in the Washington Commanders, you don't have a great secondary, but you've got an elite front seven, great pass rushers. Weren't able to do anything. And that was against 3 backup interior offensive linemen on the Lions line. So Lions plus 5.5. I like the Vikings to probably win this game, but I'm thinking it's going to be something like 29-27, maybe even higher than that. We'll see. Wouldn't be surprised if it, goes, 34-32. But in concert with that, I like the over in this game. I think both teams are easily going to score over, that 27-point margin. I know I said the Lions are going to lose with 27 points, but if it tied at 27 points, that's where you hit this over. And I think minimum the loser in this game is scoring 27. So I like this game to go over. And then the Commanders plus 6.5 at home against the Eagles. They should not be this heavily slated. They shouldn't be this heavily, undercut. The Eagles are, coming off of an impressive win over the Lions where, A.J. Brown just, received, I think it was like 387 yards or something like that. And then, just a complete domination of the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. I understand all that. The Commanders are easily the second best team in this division. It's not the Cowboys and it's not the 2-0 Giants. It's the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders have a versatile enough offense to not be able to be stopped. That is something that the only thing that can stop the Washington Commanders is if their offensive line just dies. Because with Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, J.D. McKissic, Logan Thomas, and Antonio Gibson all being thrown the ball by Carson Wentz, good NFL quarterback, the Eagles aren't going to be able to get up by, like 14, 15 points. And even if they do, there's still a high chance that Carson Wentz brings him back, scores, garbage time touchdown, and, they end up losing by, like 5 or 6 or something like that. I like the Commanders plus 6.5 at home against the Eagles. And if you were to take just the spreads on this game, so not the over-under, but if you were to take the Ravens minus 2.5, Chiefs minus 5.5, Packers plus 1.5, Lions plus 5.5, the Commanders plus 6.5, 2 favorites, 3 underdogs. You buy 3 points on that, make that a teaser. So, now the Ravens are, plus 0.5, the Chiefs are plus 2.5, the Packers are plus 4.5, the Lions are, added up just like that. And that teaser would pay out plus 800, which means that if you put, $10 on that, you're getting $80 back. If you put $100 on that, you're getting $800 back. It's an 800 to 1 chance right there. And I really like that. Buying points on teasers with spreads is really nice, especially if you're really confident. Now, would I recommend doing a straight parlay like this? No, because one of these is likely not going to hit. And I would barely recommend the +3 teaser. But if you're really feeling crazy and you really feel confident in this group, that is my favorite set of bets for the week. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching that video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay up to date on all of our future content. Be sure to let me know what you thought in the comments down below.